All right, friends. So I have started the recording. Next important topic is Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, which is a part of Paper 1, Section A, topic number 9, Indian political thought. So start कर दीजिए sir. So this
सर
is how he
सैयद
looks.
या मेडल मिला उनको गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से सर का
Nice.
इंट्रोडक्शन
Nice. चलो
1817 1898 Sir Syed Ahmad Khan remains a controversial figure for us in India. In Pakistan, he might be revered. We are also revering him. Introduction 1817 1898. His book is also known as, rather it was a pamphlet, Bagawate Hind, Asbab-i-Bagawate Hind, we shall study later. Belonged to elite class because his family worked for the Mughals, the topmost family of India. During this time, Muslim community was passing through a period of depression. He was concerned about the state of community. He worked for the upliftment of community possible through which he find it was possible only through the modernization of Islam itself. He also released a magazine named Tehzeeb-ul-Akhlaq, renounced the outdated practice and customs. So he also founded a society for scientific research in Ghazipur, UP, Eastern UP. Later on shifted to Aligarh, AMU बन गया. Founded Journal for Promotion of Scientific Research, Indian Institute Gazette, but he was criticized by orthodox sections of Muslims. So he is also told to be originator of two notions theory. That's why we don't celebrate him, but we celebrate his other ideas. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan remains a controversial figure. Let me do it from somewhere else. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan remains a controversial figure. He is criticized by both members of his community as well as by Hindus. So why Muslims criticize? So obviously they will criticize because of the religion-specific concerns. We shall study why. So he was criticized for his attempts for the modernization of Muslim community. He was criticized by the orthodox section. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan had challenged the outdated customs and traditions through his magazine titled Tehzeeb-ul-Akhlaq. He attempted the modernist interpretation of Quran. So obviously he would be criticized. He believed that Islam is compatible with science and rationalism. He believed that Islam can adopt scientific way of life. He suggested that Muslim youth should keep Quran in one hand and book of science in the other hand. He has founded a society in Ghazipur for scientific research, which was later shifted to Aligarh. He also founded journal Indian Institute Gazette for promotion of scientific research. So actually he was focusing on scientific research. So why criticized by Hindu? Since we know that initially he was an advocate of Hindu-Muslim unity, he used to call Hindus and Muslims as the two eyes of the beautiful bride, India. He advised Muslims to avoid eating beef, respecting the sentiments of Hindu neighbors. However, his ideas changed later. It is believed that the language controversy in UP has hurt Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Actually, Urdu in Persian script was the official language of the province. There was a movement for making Hindi in Devanagari script.
आवाज नहीं आ रही.
आ रही है.
Okay. Urdu so there was a movement for making Hindi in Devanagari script as the official language on the assumption that Urdu has become the language of elites and Hindi has emerged as lingua franca. So Hindi should be made the official language. So now from this point of time, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan will change his ideas and discourses, and they will term Hindu and Muslim as antagonistic communities which can't live together and which will be capitalized by Muhammad Ali Jinnah to forward his two nations theory based on religion, that there are two antagonistic communities which can't live together. But both of them have proved to be wrong after the working of 17 or 70 years of our democratic system and their democratic system. Since Sir Syed Ahmad Khan felt that Hindus will not accept what Muslims want, Muslims will not accept what Hindus want. So exactly. He accepted that these differences are going to increase in future. Hence, it is better if they live as a separate community. It is for this reason he is also considered as the originator of two-nation theory, and it is for this reason he finds a little bit less place in our country than in Pakistan. Sir Sak advised Muslim not to join Indian National Congress. So why? So Sir Syed Ahmad Khan had witnessed the state of frustration and stagnation among the members of his community. He believed that education is the only means by which stagnation can be tackled. So he went for the education, empowerment through education. In comparison to political empowerment, by which stagnation can be tackled, he was convinced that Britishers are emerging as the new force in India. So since he was elitist in nature, since his family had been near to the center of power, so he also tried to be at the forefront with the new center of power, that was Britishers, who were ruling at the Red Fort. So Britishers are emerging as the new force in India. It will not be possible for Indians to defeat Britishers in near future. So it kind of things, pessimistic in nature. Hence, there is no point antagonizing British. On the other hand, it is better to win confidence and get support from government for educational empowerment of Muslims. So we keep on seeing the thing that he went for educational empowerment. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan wrote a book titled Asbab-i-Bagawate Hind, which means causes of revolt of 1857, where he proved that Muslims were not responsible for the revolt. Britishers were under the impression that Muslims were responsible for the revolt. Hence, they started promoting Hindus at the cost of Muslims. So, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, through his book, he has clarified that rather than Muslim, the real cause of the revolt was the wrong policies of British administration. So, we should not write that it was because of Hindu. It was because of wrong policies of British administrations. He has shown evidences where Muslims have actually supported British officials during the revolt. So that is why Syed Ahmad Khan became Sir Syed Ahmad. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan wrote an article titled The Loyal Mohammedan of India. He had expressed the loyalty of Muslims and gave assurance from the side of Muslims towards the British Raj. It is to be noted that he was successful in getting help from the government for establishment of Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College in Aligarh, which later on became Aligarh Muslim University. That's it. Now we shall move to the relevance of his ideas in today's time. So instead of as a political thinker, we shall find him as a religious reformer and community leader. Relevance, his status among Muslims can be treated at par with Raja Ram Mohan Rai among Hindus. Though he became controversial, it is one of the greatest leaders of the Muslims in the subcontinent itself. Muslim community in India is passing through similar stages of frustration and stagnation at present time also. Muslim community in India needs leaders like Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan understands that instead of politicization or political mobilization, the most important method of empowerment is educational empowerment. So, if we keep aside his idea of two nations theory or antagonistic communities, we shall find that he was a great person with respect to his community and with respect to seeing education as an empowerment tool. Now, the one single most idea of his, which was capitalized later by the vested interest, caused to the greatest or one of the gravest wound on the face of humanity in the form of partition of the subcontinent. But we should not write those things. If it is not written, I think question rarely comes on him. There is also an idea of Muhammad Ali Jinnah in Muslim political thought. It is with respect to Muslim political thought, where it is he is coupled with Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Muhammad Iqbal, or Islamic thought rather.
इनका कुछ लिंक कर सकते हैं क्या, जो इस्लामिक स्कूल ऑफ थॉट जो एक इमर्ज हुआ है जैसे सर सैयद अहमद खान से, और जो इकबाल ने जैसे उसकी पॉलिसी को फॉलो किया है, फिर बाद में जो मुस्लिम लीग वगैरह ने भी कहीं ना कहीं इसको सपोर्ट किया था.
Obviously, we shall discuss it in the O.P. Gawa's book, Indian Political Thought. Obviously, what you are telling now, that is a logical extension of his ideas of the antagonistic communities. So he actually now we are studying him in our Indian nation because initially he was having great concern for the Hindu-Muslim unity, and since Muslim is the largest minority in our country, so and for that section he was one of the greatest modernizer. So that's why we are studying. And what you told is logical extension, or rather the political capitalization on his idea to make new country, Pakistan. So he went for scientific thinking, he went for education. So along with Quran, or rather he tried to reinterpret the Quran on modern lines, or rather in scientific terms, he went for that, his famous statement. He means a student should have one Quran in one hand and science book in one hand. So 3-4 key ideas are there. He wanted to be with the powerful elite. He wanted to be near to the center of power. He wanted his community.
One of his statement was related with fossilization. Like if you don't revive the teachings of Quran in the modern aspects, then it will be fossilized.
Yeah. So that's when Devband will criticize him.
Initially, at the same time, like in 1870s, he was criticized by almost all the Muslim intellectuals of at that time.
We have to write like this. He was criticized by the Orthodox Muslim. That's it. So I don't think there is nothing in anything extra in significance of scientific thinking. Sir Syed Khan today distinction between spiritual and temporal domains. So Sir Syed Ahmad exhorted his Muslim co-religionists to draw a distinction between the spiritual and temporal domains of human life. Religion dealt with the spiritual moral life. Polity, on the other hand, was concerned with the mundane matters which could be shared by people of different religions. Actually, he was also, I think he was having the position of judge in Britishers.
He worked as judge.
Yeah. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan had taught religious tolerance and promoted Hindu-Muslim unity, though in his little bit. As a votary of westernization, Syed Ahmad was not in favor of immediate winding up of British rule. It is said, because since he was focusing on the modernization of westernization, so he wanted British rule to be there. As Jyotiba Phule was also telling that British Raj is better than the Peshwa Raj. So it is said that
exactly.
So Syed Ahmad Khan also appealed to the Muslim community, means you have to be loyal to the Britishers.
Yeah, because he observed that Britishers are not going from India in near time. So he wanted his community to be nearer to the center of power so that they can benefit, because they were power was benefiting Hindus. So Hindus were getting ahead of British Muslims. So that's why he wanted Muslims to also to come to power, to the center of power, nearer to the center of power. Sir, my mobile is not supporting the charging system. My mobile can go off anytime. So next page, it is written that in Muhammad Iqbal. So whenever we should write the answer of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, we should also mention
Muhammad Iqbal. Exactly.
नेक्स्ट पेज
इसके आगे
जी
हाँ
Muhammad Iqbal. So we don't have many ideas with respect to Iqbal. Just whenever we have to write Islamic thought, rather it will not come as a question. When we have to write Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, just a logical extension. Iqbal's idea of two nation theory is also there, and he is called Allama Iqbal, and he had given the concept of Ummah, Muslim Ummah, that is Muslim brotherhood. He went on telling that there is no territorial nation for Muslim. Every Muslim has wherever it is, they share the brotherhood, that is Muslim brotherhood or Muslim Ummah, UMMAH. So that is the basic concept. He has also given the critique of capitalism, but we should, I think we don't have any kind of importance in going that detail. Pakistan civil services should be preparing for that. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, next. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the two nations theory, attitude towards religion and politics, thou both Iqbal and
कहाँ से देख रहे हैं exactly?
Page number 115.
यही वाली PDF में है क्या?
Okay, I think my book is another one.
अच्छा, मतलब आप हार्ड कॉपी से देख रहे हो क्या?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा बताओ बताओ, ठीक है, इसमें नहीं है शायद।
Okay.
क्या
Okay.
बोल
Okay.
रही
So Muhammad Iqbal had also analyzed the means religion and politics. A critic of capitalism. Jinnah had also analyzed the religion and politics. But we shouldn't go because our Gandhi has analyzed that much. So we should leave that, and we also don't have them in syllabus, or neither we observe any kind of questions in our UPSC previous questions. Muhammad Ali Jinnah had go for two nations theory. That's it. So we can tell that what Sir Syed Ahmad Khan told or opined with respect to the two antagonistic communities. Allama Iqbal, which is Allama, he is revered in Pakistan. For us, Iqbal Muhammad Ali जो भी था, Iqbal and Jinnah just capitalized on the ideas, and Jinnah used it in political interest for their political interest, and they went for the creation of land, went for the partition of the subcontinent on religious lines. Ultimately, their ideas and whatever regions they professed proved to be futile, and Pakistan is facing existential crisis of identity, because religion is the basis of nation, a basis for the creation of nation is, but idea of India is different. Inclusivity. That's it. वैसे तो whenever ना Pakistan civil service aspirants must be Jinnah was this, Jinnah was that. Leave it to them. We have greater personalities here.
I'd like to add one more thing. Okay, some scholars argue that Syed Ahmad Khan, he said that it's not about the religion, it's about the way of life. He said that Hindus and Muslims have different way of life. That way, they can't live together for the centuries. Once they war, because after difference of interest, conflict of interest, they can't live together, because they are the life, the way of lifestyle they are follow, and he's not about something part of religion. Okay, he's about the difference in their cultural life, in their spiritual life.
You are right. You are right, sir. Whatever you are telling, na, you are right in you're telling. Actually, they were telling that both communities are antagonistic. They are antagonistic in their culture, way of living. They are antagonistic, means they are irreconcilable. They can't come to terms because we worship the cow. They just eat it. We have means we have means our gods in the form means sakar hai hamare, means we give shape to our god. They don't give it. So they had originated in Arabian Peninsula. We are here. So they were not focusing that Hindu and Muslim as religions are antagonistic. Rather, it is as a way of life they are antagonistic. These communities don't share the fundamental tenets of the way of life. That's why they have to be antagonistic. So whatever their understanding might be, whatever their reasons might be, but their analysis has led to one of the worst catastrophe on the humanity. Whether it was politically motivated, or whether it was the logical conclusion of their ideas, yet the idea of India as nurtured by Jawaharlal Nehru, Gandhi, Ambedkar, etc. has proved them wrong. We are living peacefully. One largest population of Muslims were there in India. Still, we are having third largest in the world.
Second largest.
Second largest.
Second largest. Yeah.
Okay, we are still thriving democracy, largest democracy, successful democracy, and there Pakistan, which is largely composed of Muslims, broken within 24 years. Even the name of religion could not sustain that. So we see that religion or way of life was also.
That's right. Even the Pakistanis, even they consider that as a single region. I mean, it's a single country. Because you know that there are different provinces like Baluch, Punjab, and the rest of the two. Okay, even the most of the higher posts were carried out by the Punjabis, and they have even conflict. Even there's a debate I just seen in Republic TV. You know that it's a different one, but it's that I don't remember. It's Blitzgarg. Okay, and there is a particular scholar. I mean, it's an analysis. He said that even we see Pakistan as a single region, okay, so as a single state, but it is not that one. It's dominated by Punjabis. I mean, Punjabi Muslims and and then the Sindh part. So the Baluch, the northwestern frontier, they always have a conflict with it. So in the long term, the Pakistan is on paper, but the interest is always conflicting.
I think we are digressing, guys.
No, just I just want to clarify it. That's it.
No issues, but I think we are digressing from the topic.
Yes,
Is there anything else to add about Syed Ahmad Khan?
I don't think we should. We don't have much.
Related
Okay, if that is the case, then should we move on to next topic? Sorry?
क्वेश्चन याद आ गया कि टू नेशंस थ्योरी इनका है, बट आइडिया ऑफ पाकिस्तान किसका है, किसको पता है?
इकबाल ना?
नहीं, वो रहमत चौधरी था ना, ऑक्सफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी का। जो
he had just given the word name Pakistan. Idea was given by
इकबाल,
Muhammad Iqbal.
And Jinnah translated it into Pakistan.
So should I stop the recording for Syed Ahmad Khan?
Okay, it's better.
Okay. Thank you, guys.